Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Spike. We're doing the daily update on the Toyota Supra build. Everything's moving so quickly. So since yesterday, since you last saw the car, we put on some gussets on the side. It's more for aesthetic appeal. Sure, it gives it some structural support, but people put it on because it looks cool. That's the main function. And inside the cage, the last couple days, when you guys were following the progress, we were working on finishing up the back firewall and also the fuel safe fuel cell. Our current configuration right now is usually people have a strap, so they actually won't drill the fuel cell, but they'll have a nut that comes up and then they'll have a strap that goes over the fuel cell holding it down, but that's pretty ugly. So we tapped a hole on the outside lip of the fuel tank and we just threaded a long bolt and then we welded the tab straight onto the crossbar on the roll cage, and then there's a nut on the back end, and underneath this there's another locking nut, so it's stationary. When we take the fuel tank out, we can just pull the nuts out and this will come right out without having to worry about that whole thread coming through or just working its way out. We're also working on the physical location of the aeromotive fuel pump. We decided to put it right prominently in the back. If we have spectators or if fans come up and check out the car, they'll be able to see the aeromotive fuel system, and just more for education. That way they can see what they're doing themselves and see how everything is structured for a build like this. Today we're working on getting the radiator done. So I was thinking of maybe like a square tubing, and the square tubing can actually get bent as well. We have the die for that, so we'll just have it bent with a curve up, and then we'll have the radiator weld some tabs, or weld some tabs onto the radiator and have it mounted properly. This is a electric water pump and it's by Davis Craig out of Australia. This is EWP 150. It's a really popular configuration, and it really helps the water flow from the front of the car, and it's going to come higher and then lower to the bottom of the cabin, and then it's going to go back up. So you really need some additional help on the back end to push the water back down through the system and to the front of the car. I have ran it before with just the mechanical pump and that works well, but with the horsepower that we're making, we're gonna use a little extra helper. This actually can run the whole fuel cooling system by itself, but just nice to have an extra pump. And just in case the mechanical pump in the front breaks, we're actually using a Miser electric water pump. And so if this one takes a dump, I can, if this one craps out, I can actually just cool the whole car with that pump, and vice versa. Each one of these are just extra fail safes. Of course, Edelbrock E-Force. This is that's the good stuff. And we're also working we're also working on plumbing in the, oh man, that's what it is. Yeah, there's always a nut up here and it falls off. So we're also working on figuring out where we're gonna place the cutoff switch. Usually for FD spec, it would be in the front passenger corner so that you can cut off the fuel pump and also the alternator as well, just in case you crash. There's no fuel, there's no fire, and there's no kaboom. On the inside, we're testing out these Sparco rails. They are awesome. Big thanks to the guys at Sparco for getting this made for us. And then of course we're working on the dash as well. So our main focus is firewall. Fuel tank is complete. Now doing the radiator lines, and that's gonna be the update for today. Tomorrow, I think we will have pretty much the inside done, so the seats will be in. We might need to modify the bottom rails because I'm really tall and my head hits my cage. So we'll probably cut out this cross member and then reinforce it and drop the mounting points down. I would say 6 inches would be best. All right, thank you guys for following with the build. Subscribe, share with your friends. And give me some feedback, right? Some comments, how you would build the car yourself, or if there's anything that you see we can improve on the rad factor, just send that to us. We would more than happy to incorporate your ideas into this build. And yeah, talk to you guys later. See you tomorrow in the morning on the Toyota Supra build update. Peace.